So a glass walkway suspended almost 4,000 feet above ground cracked while tourists were visiting the attraction in China on Monday evening. Now, you're seeing here a picture of the glass cracking on the walkway. This is a section of a new glass-bottomed walkway at Yuntai Mountain Geological Park in Henan Province, China, and it cracked around 5 p.m. on Monday afternoon. Now, the walkway is suspended at a height at about 1,080 meters or 3,543 feet. Now, there were tourists on the walkway when this happened. We have a quote from one of them here. It says, "A lot of people started to scream. I screamed out. It cracked. It really cracked. And then I pushed the people in front of me so that we could run out of the way." Now, a spokesperson for the Yuntai Mountain Tourism Bureau told People's Daily Online that the cracks occurred after a tourist dropped a stainless steel mug on the walkway. Only one of a total of 3 layers of glass broke, so the tourists were not in danger. If you have a walkway 4,000 feet above ground and a mug can make a crack and only one of 3 of the glass things, you have a problem. You have a huge problem.
So I had a couple reactions to the story, Hannah. The first was, I knew it! I knew it! Like, so all the people who were like, oh yeah, it's so cool, you're standing on glass and you're like, thousands of feet over. I'm like, no, that's not that cool. You know why? People make mistakes because people are human beings. And oftentimes the mistake will be a harmless one. Oh, I asked for, a ground turkey taco and I got a ground beef taco. Everybody's going to live. Everybody's going to be okay, right?
Right.
And sometimes you make a mistake when you engineer a glass bridge 3,000 feet above ground. And when you do that, that's a mistake you don't recover from. Secondly, I'm with you, Hannah. Like, they're like, oh, but we couldn't have imagined a mug falling on the glass. I mean, who would have taken that into account? What a crazy scenario, right? Now, they claim, and this is not just in China, now these are in vogue in a lot of places.
Yeah.
We were just in Chicago. Chicago has it in the Willis Tower, and people think it's super cool. And I didn't, like, they were talking about how my wife and the kids and stuff were going to go there. And I was thinking, like, in the back of my head, I was like, something's wrong, but I didn't vocalize it, and I wish I had. It turns out the one in the Willis Tower also cracked at one point.
Oh,
okay.
Interesting.
Right? And so I was like, I knew it! I knew it! So now, you call me any names you like, which, by the way, many of you have. Totally unrelated to this. But I was on a hiking trip with my friends once in Mount Zion in Utah. We get to a part of the mountain at the very top where it's just a tiny little rope, and if you trip, you fall off the mountain and you die. And I was like, yeah, no interest. Okay, going downstairs for hot chocolate, right? Walking down the mountain, there's a lovely cabin there. It's heated, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, come on, man, we're going to go to the top of the mountain, right? And I was like, no, you're going to the top of the mountain. I am not tripping on that mountain because I trip. I'm a spaz.
Yeah.
People make mistakes, right? Here's what, but if I make a mistake with hot chocolate, ooh, burn the top of my mouth. Ooh, but I'm going to be okay. I'm going to be okay.
Right.
And look, now I'm going to take a shot at China a little bit, and I'm not Donald Trump. Okay, so I'm not like, oh, the Chinese. No, but look, in a country that is developing, sometimes corners will be cut because sometimes the regulations are not as tight as they need to be. Sometimes the people who are the regulators could really use an extra couple of bucks because people are struggling, right?
Yeah.
And so now we know that we've had some issues with products that came out of China. And it's not because the Chinese are particularly evil. That would be preposterous, right? It's just in a developing country, sometimes corners are cut, right?
Yeah, and I get what you're saying. I mean, I know they have the huge issue with the escalators there. But in all fairness to China, we had a story I covered a few months ago where the gorilla cracked the glass at a zoo here. So things happen here that are...
That's right, and it happened at the Willis Tower too.
Yeah.
But and it's, again, not anything to do with China. If it was Egypt, it was wherever it was that was a developing country, I'd be like, I don't know that I walk on the glass above the 3,000 feet.
Well, I wanted to go bungee jumping when I was in, we were at Victoria Falls, and it was like right across the border into Zimbabwe. My parents were like, no, not happening.
Yeah.
No.
No, are you kidding me? My son, who's 5 years old, wound up, we think, getting an infection in Hawaii. I almost cut Hawaii and Alaska off, and I'm now keeping just the 48 contiguous states, right? Like people that tell me like, hey, you want to go to the Amazon? Oh, fuck no, I don't. No, I don't. Here's what I'm not interested in: a bug that bites me, and then 20 years later, my brain explodes. So, and those bugs exist in the Amazon. I don't know where they are, but they're there somewhere. Okay.
Somewhere. Not discovered yet, but
Right.
somewhere.
Hey, do you want to go on a safari thing in the middle of Africa? Nope. Nope. Hey, you know, they're doing these cool new trips to Afghanistan. I mean, not the heavy fighting area, just the, like, you know, light. No. We can see poppy fields. No, I got poppy fields right here.
No, but I mean, here's the thing: is you got to push your limits. Sometimes you got to see what's out there and all that kind of stuff. But definitely, stories like this will appeal to people like you who are like, no skydiving for me. Look, one person died, one thing cracked.
No, that's my wife and I had maybe we should save this for a post game, but we had a debate about skydiving. I was like, no, you're done skydiving. You're the mother of my kids.
Is she like a serial skydiver?
No, but like she likes that kind of stuff, and she like she wanted. And by the way, I mean, she hasn't skydived, not because I won the debate. That only made her angrier and made her want to go more. Of course, right? But look, I'm my dad's son after all. I'm fearless in a lot of things, but I just don't like unnecessary risk. And I say my father's kid because my dad in 1978, the reason we moved to America, one of the reasons was, it's like, oh, there's a little violence in the streets of Istanbul, the leftists and the rightists, those back in the days when the Soviet Union existed. They're fighting each other and a couple of people died. He's like, pack your bags. We're going to East Brunswick, New Jersey. Okay? Everybody pack your bags. We're done here, right?
Yeah.
Earlier in the show, I almost banned Florida. I almost cut out South Beach because of their crazy gun laws. So I'm ready to pack my bags. Where are we going?